Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the lands of Aecathan. No professionals, no fancy tech, just a group of women playing an all-original game of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Jeff, your game master, and here's what happened last time. The four had managed to defeat an ambush by some enthralled elven wizards, as well as two different types of horrors and their companion vines who had been enthralled and modified by the Thuilnu. They were able to defeat him without killing him, and were then able to take him to Mother Tasha, Master Obrus, Master Indrus, and the bard whose name escapes me at the moment.
Ranro.
Yes, thank you. Master Ranro. And get him seen to. They then chose to take refuge in Tasha's magnificent mansion, where they began strategizing and came up with a plan to flood the Thuilnu caverns. They also came up with a plan to have Bo summon elementals and just send them off to rampage while they were sitting in the mansion strategizing.
Not a bad idea.
Like you do.
Not a bad idea. And they spent the rest of the day strategizing and recuperating, rested overnight, and we pick back up first thing the following morning. And because they also, everybody leveled at the end of the last game, the first thing we're going to do is roll hit points.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Because I have to do that for Athgar and Bo as well.
Ooh, I got a 5.
Let's see.
Up every time.
Excellent.
Ooh, nice. Athgar got a 7.
If it says 12d6, then it's a d6, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So you just add your hit dice once. Is
Yes,
that correct?
you just roll the die and add that to the total number
Ooh, I
of
got
hit
max.
points.
Of rolled HP?
Yes. Yes.
I got max, which was 8.
Nice.
Excellent.
So I think this is right now.
And Bo got a 3. Which almost brings him to 90 hit points. Almost.
He's a little squishy,
Yeah. Yeah.
like most wizards are.
Mm-hmm. All right. So if everybody's done rolling hit points, then we pick up the action the following morning.
So long rest, right?
Yep.
Oh. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Well, you know, breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The important things.
The most important meal of the day.
we'll go down for breakfast.
We could throw a few more elementals in the hallway just to, you know, soften them up.
Well,
Maybe at the end when we know we don't need the magic.
Yeah.
The elves that were enthralled, did we just leave them on the ground?
Yes.
We did.
We sure did. Are you worried that they're going to come back?
No, I'm worried that,
They're gonna get turned into horrors.
or that they were not here because they wanted to be, and should we take them to try to...
You want to add them to the portable hole?
if they're still there?
Okay.
What do you
Just gotta rescue everybody we can. I don't know.
More like the portable graveyard at this point.
It's
They're
portable,
stacking up in there.
portable autopsy, you know.
Wow.
Your friendly local extra-dimensional ME's office.
Are there any in there right now?
Yeah, there's... Well,
no.
No, there were,
There were.
but then we sent them off.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Does it
don't know.
matter how long they've been
Starting
dead?
to smell in there.
No.
Getting kind of funky.
It may be a
Does it
little-
matter how long they've been dead?
For what?
I don't know.
I don't think it does.
This might be like the snap. They might go back 5 years later and not have anybody for them.
Well, if
Yeah.
they weren't turned into horrors, and they
They were
might
just
be
enthralled.
Ballinamard citizens that were taken, and that doesn't seem like we shouldn't recover them if we can.
Maybe we should ask the mayor or someone else for a list of a list of the people that have gone missing, because there may be more, and if we do intend to flood this area, we should probably have some idea of who might be down here.
Jeff, when Ballinamard was attacked and they went to Dark Coast Keep and then back, it was a fair number. I mean, it's a big number, right, of people
Yes.
that killed or
Yes.
missing. I mean, the ones that have been completely mutilated, I don't know if we'd be able to tell what they were, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, either we clear the entire underground here.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to because we'd lose them anyway, whoever's left when we flood. So
We can try.
As you all get down to breakfast, you see that Athgar and Bo are already at the table, and they're in intense conversation.
Morning.
Oh, good morning.
What are you plotting?
Me and the lad here are just going over what actually is going to be the most efficient way to carve the tunnel.
And what have you come up with?
Not disintegrate, which means that we may actually be able to carve it faster.
What are you going to use then?
Transmute rock to mud.
Oh, that makes sense.
And your lad here came up with a good idea. We simply make the tunnel at an incline, and we're going to start it at the top of the cavern, so the mud just slides right out and drops on the floor.
Interesting.
Works.
Just full of good ideas this morning.
Between the two of us, we were able to come up with a better plan. Aye, and I'm going to be able to cast it more than just twice.
How many times can you cast it?
Well, if I was looking at the right character, I could tell you. Well, it's a 5th level spell. So I can actually cast it 4 times if I need to.
All right.
And it's basically a 10 by 10 block at 40 feet long. So I can do... You're better at math than this. What is it? 160 feet. Aye, 160 feet a day. Meaning that we can carve the tunnel in 2 days.
Excellent.
When do we begin?
After breakfast, obviously.
Well, obviously.
We're gonna try to kill more things and explore more, right?
Well, we're still missing someone.
Sefryna, right? That's
That
Yes.
that was the question that we had been discussing as well. We were working to clear out that first cavern, which turns out to be wise because that's where we're going to be creating the tunnel, and at least we won't have to watch, hopefully, for incoming attacks while we're working on that. But
right.
we've rescued Vines. That just leaves Sefryna. And the last time Aribell cast her location spell, it seemed to indicate that she wouldn't be in the cavern we're in now. I don't think. If this is shaped like the other one, they're vaguely oval. And she was west-southwest. And we came into this tunnel, I believe, from the east.
So we've not gone far enough.
Oh, nope, I'm sorry. East-southeast is the location where she was. And if we continue the direction we started when we encountered Vines and the other creatures, we'd be headed west. So, seemingly close to the opposite direction.
So we've passed her?
He looks at Bo, and Bo kind of shrugs and says, "We're thinking there might be another cavern. Or 2, or 4, or 9. We don't know."
So if we go and you cast the 4 spells for the day, and then we have then 24 hours before you can do it again to find her.
Right. But keep in mind that's also taken all my highest level spells. So I'm going to be less effective if we do have to fight.
Good point.
Well,
We'll just have to do what we can.
I mean, I'll still have access to, to summoning elementals and throwing fireballs and lightning bolts. And overnight, I decided to study chromatic orb.
What does that do?
Lots of things, but it can also be a fire spell, another fire spell.
Huh.
So
Excellent.
Fire's good.
So everybody seemed to indicate.
would we head off for the cavern then?
Well, we eat first, and then.
Right. I thought we were eating while we were.
Well, yeah, I guess. All right, we've eaten, and so we've drunk our fill in coffee.
Yeah.
Should we peek out first and make sure we're not
Yes.
going to walk into something?
Yes. Always.
Mhm.
I'll peek out, since I can be invisible at will.
All right.
So I'll be invisible and peek out.
So Gwen turns herself invisible, opens the door, sticks her head out, Gwen, I need you to make a perception check.
$27.
You don't see any movement. You don't see any creatures. But with that roll, you also immediately notice there are corpses missing.
Oh well.
The 4 elves are still there. Or the
Okay.
2 elves.
So it's
Sorry.
the horrors that are gone.
All the horror bodies are not there anymore.
Ew.
I'll go back in and say the dead elves are still there, but something's happened to the rest. All of the horrors are gone. So either they've dematerialized or someone's been there to recover them.
That's not good.
Shall we go?
Spare parts?
There was no sign of the horrors.
I think that's what he's saying. That took him back to use them for spare parts to make more of the other ones.
Yes. That is right. Waste not, want not.
I guess.
Should we drag the elves in here first and throw their bodies in the hole before
Yes.
we take down the mansion?
Yes.
All right.
So Athgar goes out and picks up one of the elves.
I'll drag one.
Okay.
So we're not saving them then.
We are.
And we're bringing them inside to open the portable hole in the mansion.
Oh,
Yes.
oh.
So that later we can.
Because I can open the portable hole in the mansion.
Yep.
Right. Better to do it undercover.
All right. Well, the 2 bodies are deposited. Athgar stands up and just kind of stares down at the one he carried in.
Bodies in hole.
She's so
Yes.
light. My experience with elves is not extensive, but I have not known them to be that light. I think they must have been starving them.
I'm sure they were. Killing them was kind of a kindness.
Unless they too could be unenthralled.
Well, hopefully they will be when they come back.
All right. Right. So, have we got a plan for getting back through the mist?
Is this? We don't even know if this is a dead end, right?
We have to head back to where they're going to put the hole. So it's back the way we came.
Yeah.
So we can tie the rope like we did to get through it before,
You just need
or teleport.
I don't know.
Teleport through? What happened to the bubble things?
I can create those.
I think we should do that again. It was effective.
Okay. So, how many? I mean, should we do it to everyone? Because What I found last time is it's effective against spores that are inhaled, but it does nothing for spores that affect by touch. So those clouds of spores that we were walking through were being absorbed through our skin
Ugh.
as opposed to being inhaled.
Okay.
We get through the mist. We tied a rope.
I think we sent your horse, Pegasus, unicorn thing at the time.
Your steed.
Yeah.
Starbolt scouted, but I'm not sure that he led you through.
I think we just held the wall and held our breath.
No,
Well,
we had bubbles.
Yeah, the bubble would prevent you from having to hold your breath, but it won't help. I mean, unless we can cover all of our skin somehow.
This isn't the spores, though. This is the mist.
Yeah.
Right. It says
Okay.
Aribell has bubble, walks through mist, takes rope around the wall, makes it to another room.
Okay. Well, I can cast the bubble if that's what we want to do.
Well, okay, so
Or
don't think-
we can just hold our breath.
yeah, I don't think we need the bubble. I'm sorry. I confused the spores with the mist. And I don't think the mist had the same effect that the spores did.
No, the mist apparently, if you don't inhale it, it doesn't affect you.
It missed.
Well, how
Yes.
far do we have to walk through it?
It was just like around the quarter. We did it coming through before. Not everybody had the bubble, so we can do it back.
Okay.
So are we
And
going to
Tasha
finish?
should remember the exact way to go because of her keen mind.
Are we going to finish investigating this room, like when we step out?
I don't think that was the plan. I think it was go start the tunnel and then come back and do whatever else.
I think it's go do the tunnel, then I'll check again to see if she's moved, and then we
Got it.
try to find Sefryna.
Got it.
Right. All right. Well, might as well do this then. Deep breaths, everybody.
I hold my breath. Oh well, we're gonna get out of the
Yeah.
thing, and I assume when she looked out, she saw that the toxic cloud had settled on the ground. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. There's a carpet of little fungus flakes on the ground.
So we want to be careful when we walk.
Don't shuffle. Lift your feet.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right, so let's do it.
All right. And you said that Tasha, you wanted Tasha to lead.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then are you going to rope yourselves
Yeah.
together
Yes.
again?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That takes a couple minutes. But as you enter the mists holding your breath, it's impossible to see anything. You really can't even see the person you're tied to, but you can feel the wall, and you are able to make it back through into the original cavern.
All right.
And here we can breathe freely.
Yeah, I mean, even once you get into the tunnel leading to this cavern, you can breathe freely. The mist seems somehow to stay just in that connecting cavern. All right. Well, Zorith, me dear,
Yes.
how do you feel about ferrying me up to the ceiling?
I feel fine. And I pull out my wings.
All right.
And I take him up wherever he needs to go.
Okay. It will take, let's see.
Is it better that he does it by me, or if he does it with Gwen's fancy shoes?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
With Athgar directing from the floor, to help him figure out exactly where to start the tunnel.
Oh. Okay.
You move him into the right position, and he begins casting. And basically, he casts the first spell, and you see this section of the rock ceiling wall immediately become loose and wet, and it immediately begins to sort of glop out onto the floor. Let me see here. So 18. Yeah. You hear a strangled cry from below as Athgar looks up and sees the mud coming and kind of goes, "Ah!" and leaps out of the way.
Good.
Oops.
Yeah, kind of forgot that part. But after a few minutes, most of the mud has sort of slid out of the hole.
Right.
And Bo says, "All right, me dear. We gotta go in now." So
Well,
take me in to the back of what we've got now, and get ready, because you're going to have to move us right back out again. Fortunately, you can go much faster than that mud's going to glop.
Yeah. Okay. So I do.
Okay. You fly in about 40 feet. It's only a 10 by 10 space, and there's still mud on the walls and the floor. It's rather claustrophobic.
I bet.
But he begins casting again, and same thing, and the whole thing starts moving towards you. So I'm assuming you back out quickly. And it takes a little longer, since the mud has longer to go before it gets to the part where it actually drops to the ground. So all in all, when all is said and done, it takes about probably half an hour to get the full 160 feet. But after you fly out the last time, you can sort of hear the mud kind of slooshing. It's going to take a little bit for it to get all the way down and out, because it's got to go 120 feet at that point for the last one. But you're pretty sure that it's going to. And Athgar says, eventually, when it breaks through, it's going to move much faster.
Indeed.
And since that will be tomorrow, at some point we should figure out exactly what we'll do when that happens. Right.
What is directly above us?
Rock.
And above the rock?
The city.
I'm wondering if we could teleport circle to a space above us?
Well, not circle, because we don't have the.
So
Well, we could, but it takes 10 minutes to inscribe a circle.
We'd have to have it ready in advance.
But for those who are going to be in the tunnel, they're going to be anywhere from 200 to 250 feet in.
So if Zori is holding Bo, she can teleport them using teleport, and you can have the circle down here for the four of us. and
Or
hopefully
I
us.
can simply teleport the rest of us.
Yes. Yes. That way,
That sounds smarter.
because then if something happens to the circle, you'd have to teleport us anyway. So planning on just doing 2 teleports to get out of here.
The other question we still have to figure out is if they breathe. If this is going to kill them or just inconvenience them.
Oh.
Do the Thuilnu swim?
I don't know.
Maybe we should find a cavern and fill it with water. See what happens.
I think we were going to try to capture one, which I'm sure we'll run into one when we try to find Sefryna, and put him in the hole, right?
No, we got a dead body already and gave it to Mother Tasha. Right?
Yes.
Oh, were they going to resurrect it and see if... That's right. They were going to
Yeah.
see it breathe. That's right. Okay.
I was thinking we might perhaps also pray. And see if one of the gods would deign to provide us with that information. It's not much.
If we're on the right track. I don't have commune or anything. Yeah, I can just pray and ask. We can all do that. But first I want to see if I can figure out where the cast
Yeah,
location.
we can do that when we rest this evening.
So I will cast locate creature to find Sefryna.
Okay. From where you are all at the moment, she is almost due southeast from you.
Using Tasha as our compass. Which direction is that?
It's back out the cavern,
Okay.
and
Does that mean she's on the same level as us also then?
yes,
Mm.
yes. It's so slight a decline that it's really imperceptible. So she's pretty much.
Turn Tasha until she's like in like a specific direction of the thing, like her nose is in the direction.
Well,
This is where she's at.
it's
Remember what was there?
it's back down the hallway into the mist, but beyond that,
Oh, I see.
yeah,
Okay.
it's
Well-
likely not the cavern that you all encountered vines in.
So Tasha and I should be able to, if I say that way, because I wouldn't know that it's southeast, I'm going to go, she's that way.
Mhm.
But Tasha should be able to keep that sense of
Yes.
direct, right?
Yeah.
And I can
Yes.
sense her for an hour, so. But Tasha has the best sense, so she should go first again through the mist.
Okay.
And
Which direction do you want to go through the mist? If you go to the right, you will encounter the tunnel back to the cavern where you encountered vines. If you go to the left, you will encounter the tunnel that leads you back to the cube chamber.
But we don't know if there's anything else.
Correct.
So the direction that Sefryna is to see if there's a hole in the wall there.
Okay. Which way around the cavern do you want to go?
Cube.
Cube. Okay. All right. So, is everybody going?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so you're holding your breath again.
Yes.
All right. It only takes a minute or so, and you find a hallway that, from the scent coming from the hallway, you can smell what's left of the gelatinous cube. So
Ew.
you know this is likely the hallway that you came in through
Ew.
initially.
Okay.
So stop there, catch your breath. Do you go back in the mist and keep going? Okay.
Yes.
This is probably the longest stretch. This takes about a full minute before you come to another hallway.
Okay.
Theoretically, this is one we haven't been down.
Yes. It is, however, figuring out where Sefryna is, and with Tasha's keen mind, you figure out that it's actually heading southwest.
So the tunnel is going southwest, or
Yes, the tunnel is going southwest.
So do we need to keep going around the...
hope that it hooks around?
No, I mean, do we go back in the mist and see what the next, if there's another hallway? What
No.
direction was the cube?
East.
So we have to go through the cube?
To your knowledge, what you remember is that it's a straight shot from the mists to the room where the gelatinous horror was. And on the other side of that is a straight shot to the spiral staircase leading up to the shaman's lodge.
That part I
Okay.
remember.
Well, if it was east and now we're southwest, then there wouldn't have been anything in between that was southeast, right?
Not that you saw.
Right. Because if we go further, it wouldn't get us southeast, it would get us
Wherever.
west. Is it a
Yeah.
curve, like around? Okay.
Yes.
So we're
It
gonna
seems
have to go.
be a vaguely oval-shaped chamber.
Okay. So we get out here and see if it...
Yeah.
Do we seem closer to her than we were?
The slope has, if you're here and she's at the other end, the slope has flattened a little bit.
They're closer vertically?
Yeah. Well, north-south closer.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I guess this is our best chance. Right. See what new horrors await.
All right. You travel for probably about 100 feet, and then the tunnel begins to curve to the left.
Ah,
And
does hook around.
following it, it does almost a complete U-turn.
Wow.
And then eventually heading east appears to open into yet another cavern.
You
At
want me to
this
scout
point,
ahead?
your angle is about like this.
Do you want me to go invisible and scout ahead?
How long does your invisibility last?
Um,
As I seem to recall, it's not very long.
well, that's just rude.
I know, right?
Let's see. Because it's the same as the spell.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So up to an hour.
Oh, all right.
All right. Oh, it's at will.
Yeah, it's Nature's Veil. It's just a bonus action. I can become magically become invisible. It says until the start of your next turn.
Yeah, so it lasts
So-
for like 10 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So not an hour.
Nope.
Rude.
I may be able to help.
Well, I can also cast invisibility. I was just trying to save
Yeah, I would say.
my spells.
Well, I can cast invisibility with my loot, so.
How about I will reach out with my primeval awareness? Will that detect any of these? It includes aberrations.
Right.
Are these aberrations?
You have
I'm-
never been able to detect them with this ability before.
Okay, well then I won't bother.
Rude.
All right,
I
I'm
mean,
going
I
to
count them as aberrations.
I'm going to just go invisible and sneak forward using just my pass with no trace abilities.
Okay. So you're going to cast Pass Without Trace too?
Yes.
All right. At this point, right before you do this, Bo says, if you just give me a moment.
I was thinking about that too. Allow us to all communicate?
Aye.
It's a good idea.
It takes a little bit, cause it's something that I can do as a ritual.
Ah,
But, as soon as I can find it.
yeah. That gets it under.
There it is. It's under 5th level. It's Rary's telepathic bond.
Okay. So do I count that as a 5th level spell?
No, because he's casting it as a ritual.
Oh.
So it just takes like 11 minutes. But at the end of that, suddenly all 6 of you feel each other's presence in your mind.
That's not creepy at all.
Well, it's got its uses.
Okay, here goes. And I'll move along the wall without touching the wall and move forward.
All right. Can you move you?
Can I move me? Great question.
Right?
Let's see.
And my brain just
Yes.
gave me, can you move you? Can I what?
All right, well, where is this along the wall here to the right?
Well, which wall? Do you want the wall above you or the wall below you?
Above. So which way is that?
That would be east. So to the right.
Okay. So okay, I was able to move. And now I'm not. Didn't I just? Yeah, I just moved it. And then I now am not able to. Sorry.
Can you click on your icon and then use your cursor keys?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. I will try zooming in.
I was going to say, because I see your icon on the screen. Like, right there.
Are your over on the left where the 6 icons are the top 2 both orange?
Yes.
Okay.
Are they supposed to be?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can't see anything.
Is there a yellow box around your circle?
I've lost where we are on the map.
Okay.
Hold, please. When in doubt, reload.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're listed
Let's-
as the owner of that icon, so.
All right, now I can move. I just needed to completely reload it.
Yep. There you go.
Nope. So I was able to move it with my cursor, and then when I switched to keys, it stopped working again. This seems like a Foundry issue. Reloading.
Oh, you're moving on my screen.
Yeah, I'm moving him.
Oh, you're moving.
Okay.
See, that's different.
So is this to the right this way? Now I'm moving bow.
Oh. Somehow, if you're moving bow, you just move U2.
Yeah, now I can't move either.
Alright, hold on.
Maybe it's because they're tied
They're
together
both-
somehow.
Yeah, maybe they're both, because they're both set to U, so let me change him to someone else for the moment.
I don't even see Bo. Wrong one.
Okay. Try just moving Gwen again.
So is this the wall here?
Yes.
Okay, I'm also moving bow, so I don't want to go too far from the others. It says I lack permission to update the token in parent scene. And now I can't move it again. This is a Foundry issue. I think you'd best move it,
Okay.
because this is
Oh,
not
yeah,
fun
now you just
viewing.
disappeared.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even see the icon anymore.
Can you now?
Nope. It has disappeared from my screen.
Can you see it now?
Oh, well. Nope.
I can see Gwenlaryn and Bo.
Are you in the
Oh,
dark?
there I see.
There you are.
Yep.
Welcome back.
Oh, there's Bo.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Well, then...
I'm just going to scout along that wall without touching it.
Okay. Moving the map so we can keep track of it here. There's a building.
Okay.
From where you're at, you don't see any openings into the building.
Okay. I'm going to go to the right. So down and right.
Okay. You see a couple other buildings. There's a flat wall directly to your south, and there's a curved wall to your southeast.
Okay, I'm going to go up and to the left a little bit, kind of skirting along that wall.
Okay.
Any openings into that building?
Not that you can see from where you're at.
I'll go just around the corner to see if there's a opening on that north side.
All right, I'm going to move Athgard just so that where you are shows up on the map.
Got it.
As you round the corner, you do see what appears to be one of those hanging moss openings
Okay.
to the left. You also have a building directly to the north of you.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to sneak toward that moss curtain and use one of my short swords to just ever so slightly pull one side back.
All right.
Just enough to peek through.
Okay. As you peek through, let's see if I can. Nope. Let me do it. Okay. Yes, I know that. All right. You can see what appears to be a chamber similar to one that you found before. First of all, this structure is constructed differently than the others that you've seen. It appears to have been constructed of stone that appears to have been extracted from the floor and shaped somehow. You have run across a building like this before in the first cavern, and in it you found a number of Thuilnu apparently either unconscious or asleep. It appeared to be some sort of resting chamber. This appears to be the same.
Okay.
However, you notice that in this particular chamber, there are Thuilnu that look a little bit different than the ones you've seen before.
Oh, no.
They are a little smaller than the ones you've encountered before. They have glossy white bodies that look like they're encased in water. It just looks like there's moisture all around the outside of their skin, whether it is or not, but that's how it looks. It's glossy. But otherwise, facially and in terms of body structure, they look identical to the ones that you've seen.
And there are how many that I can see?
There are... pull up my other notes here. There are 7 of the type you have seen before, and 5 of this new type.
But they're all Thuilnu.
Yes.
So I'm giving a running play-by-play mentally and I tell them the direction that I walked and what I see.
They're all horrors, right?
No, they're all
No, they're all
Thuilnu.
Thuilnu. And
I just want
I
to
think-
verify because you said that. So they're the elves?
no, they're Thuilnu.
I can't remember.
They're the things that make the horrors.
Right, and they look like high elves that are
No,
white.
no.
They look completely different.
Yeah, they look completely different. They have like lidless blank eye sockets. They have 2 slits in their face where their nose would be and no mouth.
Oh God, I thought that was the horrors.
No,
Jesus.
that's what the Thuilnu look like.
But the Thuilnu, we believe, used to be elves, right? And were mutated along the way or something
No one knows.
That's what I thought. Yeah, from the original.
from the original
Beginning of-
story.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
If
would say
you-
that's the mythology. Whether it's accurate or not, no one knows.
I think Bo should join me and just start lobbing fireballs into this building since they're asleep.
Oh, they're sleeping?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Well,
It's hard to tell.
well, I can do that, but I throw one in. That's a fairly large building.
It
I'm gonna be
is.
able to get, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 of them, and the rest are gonna wake up. So I'm gonna be able to get maybe a third of them before the rest
Can
wake up,
anyone-
and then we're gonna have to deal with them.
Can anyone create a wall of fire so that there's only one entrance?
Hold on.
And so if we could cast a wall of fire that trapped them in there, we could cast fireballs through it and just bake them.
Had I known.
I
I
can
could've-
cast Flame Strike.
No.
We need a wall.
I don't have walls.
I
I'm-
didn't choose. I can do wall of stone, but I didn't choose that and replace it to like wall them in there forever. But I
Right.
didn't choose it.
I don't have any wild spells.
Nope,
Hmm.
me either.
Well, we could. You said you don't have that spell. Okay.
What could we do?
The idea is we want to keep them in there.
Yeah.
Could we do something like throw up a tiny hut in front of the door?
That's funny.
It's got walls.
It's only got walls for how long? An hour? Or how long is Tiny Hut? 8 hours,
8
right?
hours.
Don't you think that would be enough time to?
They
do-
could probably crawl over it because it's domed, so that they would.
Depends on how big the doorway is.
15 feet.
The doorway is 15 feet.
So it's bigger than the dome. The dome's only 10 feet.
Okay.
Dang it. Shoot.
Dang.
How long does the wall of whatever?
Maybe we should just leave them alone.
Maybe.
And wait for them to come find us later.
Well, I thought the idea was to find Sefryna.
Get out.
We can do that.
So yeah,
But
let's
if-
try that.
If any one of us fails a stealth roll, then this whole room is going to be on us, and we will have lost this opportunity.
Trying to
And-
fight
However,
in the room, trying to fight in that room in particular would kill who's ever in the front.
Which is why that's not what I'm suggesting.
but Fireball's not quiet.
No, it's not.
No,
And there are other
it tends to be, an exploding type sound.
there are other rooms in this area,
There
or
are.
towers. So do we know if there are other things in those towers also?
I can go look. So that's what I'll do. I will move. Let's see. I can move. Did that work?
Yes.
Okay. It's weird. I move it and then it moves again. It's so weird. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing here.
Okay.
It's not really wanting me to do this. Where I am going to just do the peak thing again.
All right. Oh, drat. Stupid thing. Okay, there we go. As you peek in, a strong smell of rot comes out, like
Ew.
an open graveyard sewer.
Yuck.
Inside, from what you see, the source of the smell becomes rather apparent as a huge pile of bodies and body parts stretches along the far wall from the left corner to the right corner.
Are they humanoid? I mean, are they former people, or are they?
Make a perception check, because this is a bit far away.
24.
Yeah, you can't really tell. It maybe.
Okay.
It's far enough away that it's in shadow even for you.
Okay.
But in the middle of the floor, there's a massive stone block that appears to be some sort of crude cutting board with several
Gross.
oddly shaped bladed instruments laying on its surface.
This is the butchery room.
In front of the block, several stone containers sit filled with shaved and shaped pieces of flesh. And
Gross.
flanking the table are four of the Thuilnu that you've seen before, and one of the wet, white-skinned. The four that you've seen before are doing the work. The one with the glistening skin appears to be directing them.
Now, as
So-
she's... Oh,
I just relay the information about the bodies, the parts, the butchery, and the fact that the small white-skinned ones seem to be management, supervising the work of the others.
as she says that, I'm thinking back to the original room that we came upon with bunches of different little towers in it, and there was one of these rooms in that, correct, also?
Not quite like this. I mean, you've seen there were rooms where they were clearly in the process of building horrors, but you've not seen one that looks like this. Not with this massive pile of bodies and stone barrels full of shaped flesh pieces.
God dang it.
All right.
I'm at a loss.
Let's give room number 3 a try.
All right.
At this point, you noticed something as you come around the building.
The spores.
The smell of rotting fruit fills the air in this section of the cavern, and as you look off to your left as you round the corner, along the floor and the walls, there's another fungus grove, but this one is crimson in color, and it seems to be some sort of massive colony of these particular fungus. There are bare patches where it appears to have been harvested, but there are already new stems poking up out of the stones, so it seems like it regrows fairly quickly.
Okay. I'm going to use my sword and just very ever so slightly pull back the curtain and peek into this room or this building.
All right, let's see. We are at that one. This one looks almost identical to the last one, except that you also see a rough-hewn statue that looks to have been carved from white marble that's flecked with black throughout, standing toward the back corner of the room. But otherwise, you see 4 of the original Thuilnu and 1 of the new ones.
And a whole bunch of body parts?
Yep. You can't tell from where you're looking if there are, in fact, as the huge piles of bodies, but it smells the same. And you do see the stone vats filled with the shaped pieces of flesh.
Okay. I'm telling them about this as I walk. I'm telling them, 20 paces in this direction, and I reach the next building, and here's what I find. So I'm just giving kind of a running commentary in my head as I go.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the same to this building.
Yet another square building that seems to be made of those same mushroom planks that you found elsewhere in the enclave. But this one emits a wholly different horrific odor, like a mixture of acid and blood and bleach mixed together. Inside, you can see a long stone table upon which sit stone containers with what appear to be chunks of flesh within them. In front of the table sit 2 vats, one of a still pale yellow liquid, the other filled with a bubbling orange liquid.
The same we've seen before.
Liquid looks pretty familiar.
Yeah.
Massive tongs made of stone lean against each vat. There are 4 squat creatures with mottled, almost scale-like skin moving around the vats that look similar to the horrors that you saw in the battle with vines. Behind the table, a creature of willowy stature with glossy white skin that appears to be covered in running water stands examining what looks to have once been the torso of some goblinoid-type creature. And let's see, you also see a 3rd variety of Thuilnu.
Oh boy.
These are the smallest of the 3, And these are the creatures with the gray, white, and silver bodies. They are not, in fact, horrors, but are, in fact, a third type of Thuilnu.
Can I tell by how they're positioned as to whether they are ordering around the management level ones?
They are the there is one of those and 4 of the or I take that back. No, there's 4 of those, and then there's 1 of the glossy skinned one. And the glossy skinned one still seems to be in charge.
I make sure they know all of that.
But the modeled Thuilnu are doing something in the bowls on the table, combining the carved pieces of flesh with the liquid from the 2 vats.
Does it seem like they might be doing something magically, or does it seem like they're crafting? I mean, I know they don't have mouths, but...
Good question.
Make an insight check. This is going to be a very hard insight check because these are alien creatures.
That's a 20. So, insight, that would be 26.
It could be magic, but you don't see any somatic gestures other than them, chopping and stirring. And you don't hear anything, so there's no verbal components going on. But the Thuilnu have no mouths, so...
Right. So it could be magic.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
just so alien to any other species you've encountered yet that it's very difficult to try and discern their motivations and intentions.
The Infernal look more normal.
So I'm going to head toward that rounded wall.
Okay. Yeah, it turns out that is actually an oval
Okay.
room.
Okay, I'm panning down, and now I can see. Wow, there are a lot of rooms here. So I'm going to do the same at this doorway.
All right. You'll need to get actually up to it.
Sorry, I'm trying to move it. It's not being super helpful. Ooh.
You do notice
I
as you
see
get
something.
closer that this building is twice as tall as any of the other buildings in this cavern.
Okay.
And you get a delightful cacophony of scents coming from this one. Rotted fruit mixed with rotted flesh, bleach, and acid.
Lovely.
Inside, what little you can see, there is an enormous mold that sits at a 45-degree angle at the back of the room. Within each mold is a mammoth 12-foot bipedal shape that appears to be made of treated flesh chunks.
They're making giant monsters?
Behind each mold sits stone barrels filled with a viscous red liquid. And in front of the mold, two willowy creatures with glowing skin glistening with moisture seem to be concentrating on doing something to what's in the mold.
Gross. All right. We're just going to leave that one right where it is. So I'm just going to skim over here and peek in this doorway.
As you look in, you see another chamber identical to the last, except that this one is perfectly circular instead of more oval-shaped. But from where you peek through, you catch sight of two molds and creatures working on each of them.
Yeah, we're just going to keep right on going past that one. So I'm telling them, again, running commentary, yep, it looks like they are growing themselves some giant creatures. They are nasty.
And just as you round the corner, you see the massive statue come striding through the curtain.
What massive statue?
Well, you saw it in another one of the rooms. You didn't notice it in this one, but that 12-foot marble statue with the black flecks appears to be a horror.
Oh.
And it came through the curtain and is looking around.
I freeze and hold my breath. And I'm thinking fast and telling them that thing is not a statue. It's come out of the doorway. I moved away quickly. I'm holding still and hoping it doesn't notice I'm here.
Do not engage.
That's the plan.
And it stands there looking around. It actually moves to peer around something further to the east, and then eventually comes back and re-enters the room.
Thank goodness for Pass Without Trace.
I say the sheer amount of things that are in these rooms means that there is no winnable fight in this area.
You're right.
There is no way we're going to be able to get Sefryna.
Well, I'm looking for her to see if we can.
I know, but she's probably been turned.
I've not yet looked in this building or room, so I'm going to really quickly and quietly try to peek through this door.
I'm not super hopeful, but
It's not looking good. Oh dear God. That's just nasty.
I can't see.
For this room, a thick, musty, pungent smell wafts from within when you part the doorway, like dust and mold and mildew combined into a single scent. Inside sits a massive platform some 3 feet off the ground and measuring 14 feet long and 8 feet wide. On the platform, several pieces of treated flesh are being placed in such a way as to resemble a bipedal entity. Near what appears to be the head, one of the willowy moisture-covered Thuilnu is watching while 6 of the what now appear to you to be worker Thuilnu are applying a thick grayish paste to the ends of the flesh pieces before pushing them together.
Ugh.
Okay, so they're making their own little Frankenstein's monster.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Have I missed any rooms?
There was another room back to the east.
Okay, so this way?
Nope.
Oops.
To the right. Yeah, back past the circular room.
Oh, I see it. It's the edge of my screen.
There's 2.
I'm trying to sneak quickly through this big area.
Quickly but carefully.
Yes. Pass without trace lets me do that. See if I can move my map. Aha. All right. Ooh, more of the spores.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do my best to stay close to the wall without touching it and not get anywhere close to those spores. And I peek.
This looks like a room that you've seen before. There's a long stone table, stone containers filled with chunks of flesh, and the vats of yellow and orange liquid. And Thuilnu who are mixing all 3 things together. Now, before you go anywhere,
Okay.
I need you to make a perception check.
$23.
You're about ready to go move back away when you hear something coming from the fungus grove.
From the fungus grove.
Yes,
Okay.
off to your right. And as you peer in that direction, you can make out just barely a shadowy form it looks something like a giant spider,
Oh.
but there's also something else wrong with it.
Barf.
Is it
Because a giant
Sefryna?
spider wasn't worse enough?
Yeah.
It has a Sefryna head. Blech.
Is it Sefryna?
You can't tell.
Well, wouldn't my abilities let me know, if she's there?
How?
I guess if they've changed her that much.
Like, what specific abilities would you like to try and use to figure that out?
The primeval awareness.
Well, Sefryna's what? Half-elven?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Primeval Awareness reveals half-elves.
No.
Rude.
And we know that they don't reveal Thuilnu or the horrors.
So there's really no way to tell.
What about bitch?
Yes, is that one of the things I can detect?
Because she's one.
Unfortunately, no.
Wow.
Is it headed towards her, or is it just
It
around?
was shifting slightly.
Ugh, God. Gross.
I cast Detect Thoughts.
All right. Do you want to cast it where you're at, or do you want to move somewhere first? Because Pass Without Trace is not going to keep someone from seeing you cast.
Ooh, maybe not.
Will it drop your invisibility?
She
No,
doesn't really have
because
invisibility.
Yeah, she wasn't invisible. She was just using Pass Without Trace.
Oh,
She's being sneaky.
Yeah.
I will move. So I'm going to go up here. And kind of be around the corner, out of sight line.
Okay.
But I'm hoping I can sort of peer around and still see. And I will cast Detect Thoughts.
All right, let me see. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. You cast the spell. Let's see, where are you? Okay. I'm going to need you to make a Constitution save.
Great. I of course have told them what I'm doing.
Right.
Of course.
18.
You manage to not cry out loud, but you are immediately bombarded with... I'm trying to think of a good way to describe this. The verbal equivalent of Matrix code.
Ooh.
A lot of data.
Yeah, in a completely incomprehensible, painful language.
Ooh.
Can the others that I am telepathically connected to hear it as well?
No.
Good.
So in my head, I shriek and tell them, like, oh my god, it's this verbal onslaught, and this is what it sounds like, and I try to repeat a portion of it.
Make a performance check.
Dirty 20.
It's a fair approximation, but it doesn't carry with it the pressure
Right.
that you feel. But all of you hear this. Imagine if you suddenly found yourself standing between 4 very large speakers, and they all kicked on at once, and it was about 200 people all speaking a language you do not understand, all at the same time at an excessively high volume.
I'm gonna pass.
Is that all from one creature, or is she connecting, hearing all of the things around her?
She's actually picking it up from, seems to be 3 that are in the room that she's next to.
Can I direct the spell toward the creature in the spore area? Because it's a concentration spell.
Ooh, if you do that, you may not be able to stifle a yell.
Well, now that I'm forewarned.
You can focus on any one creature that you can see. But at this point, you can't see what's causing this bombardment.
Right. I'm not worried about the bombardment. I'm just worried about trying to figure out if that's Sefryna.
Okay. You can't see her from where you're at. You can't even make out the shape, so you would have to move again.
Okay. So I am going to do that. So I'm going to move just enough around the corner that I can see her.
Okay.
See it.
Or it.
I'm hoping.
Will you lose your pass? Don't move.
Well, I've only moved just to the edge of the... Just to
Are
the
they
edge
both
of the building.
concentrate spells?
No.
Be very...
Detect
Yeah.
thoughts is not oh, it is concentration.
It is. So that's why I will have to recast.
Yeah,
And that's why I'm not moving much.
Then I need you to make a stealth check, please.
Okay.
Is it dark down here?
Oh yeah, pitch black.
So her umbral thing should help too, right?
Ooh, that one's better. 28.
Okay.
Your umbral, whatever it's called, should help too, make Leslie.
Umbrella?
No, umbral. People that use dark vision can't see her, I think.
Oh,
Ooh, let
that's
me
nice.
look.
I think isn't it's something like that.
Let's see what it says.
Looking. Umbral sight. That has to do with me, though. You gain dark vision out to a range of 60 feet. While in darkness, you're invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision to see you in that darkness.
That's assuming that they use dark vision.
Right.
But it's dark, so
Mhm.
one would think they use something.
You need to make another perception check to sort of relocate the shape.
26.
It takes a moment or two, but you do eventually sort of reorient on the shape, and you notice this time that not only does it appear to be just sort of, it's just sort of like flexing itself back and forth a little bit, and periodically there's something above where the legs meet that seems to writhe and then pull back.
Pam, you're all snakes. I'm spiders, man. Just no.
Snakes are worse than spiders, but spiders are not good.
They're all gross. It's all gross.
But
Gross, gross,
you
gross.
are able to focus your detect thought spell in that direction. And focusing on one creature, the tumult lowers to the point where it's more background noise, but it's still there.
Mm-hmm.
But focusing on that shape, you hear hungry. When? Soon. Closer. Hungry.
Is it a voice I recognize?
Make a history check.
It's also a kraken. Which is good because my history is horrible. 23. It's a good thing the roll was good because otherwise I don't have anything there.
Thinking back to how Vines sounded when he spoke after having been modified by these creatures, maybe?
But it's at least speaking a language I understand.
It is thinking in common.
And that's what Sefryna spoke in?
Well, that's what everybody speaks in.
Right.
But that doesn't really mean anything.
I don't know what these are. I lost you.
Why are you? What's with the giggling?
The snark?
I told him, if this is Sefryna, we're leaving. And then I said, bye, bitch. And she said, too bad she died before we could get her.
Hey, you two seem really broken up about it.
Oh my god!
Oh, man. I just...
Not Aribell, Pam, you know.
this is a no bueno situation for us at all.
Just grab
Okay.
her and teleport.
Grab her?
Send one of the teleporters in. Just
I'm not
fire.
grabbing her. I'm
No
just going to
way.
be like,
Oh my
Send
god, no.
Avatar, tell him to grab her. And
nice knowing
teleport
you,
to-
and
Sorry you didn't make it with us.
thanks for all the fish.
Thanks for all the fish were gone.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to
Oh my God.
recast Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
Where is it? Pass Without Trace. I'm going to recast that. And I'm going to... I can't tell if it worked or not. I don't know. Hold on. Here we go. Didn't seem to work the first time. Okay. And then I am going to check out that last... I'm assuming, I hope, dear Lord, that it is the last room. So I'm going to go around to where I hope the door is. Oh, I am going the wrong way. When I see it's a long, straight wall, I will go back toward the center. And I'm telling them where I'm going and that I see more spores, north of here.
Yep. Well, that you've encountered them before.
Okay. I'm just, as I go, I'm giving them the full layout of the map.
Okay.
And I'm going to peek through the doorway.
All right.
She has to be willing to teleport her somewhere, right? Or
I
on
believe so.
Mm,
I believe so.
I think it's a willing creature, right?
I'm looking.
Yeah.
Teleport itself is,
Up to 8 willing creatures.
if it was teleportation circle,
And it just opened around her, she would go, right?
we'd have to push her in, but yeah.
We could shove
Any
in the portable
creature-
hole. Oh, wait. Nope.
Any creature that enters the portal instantly appears within 5 feet of the destination circle or in the nearest unoccupied space. There are no circles besides our house that are safe for the people that would be there.
Well, you'd have to take her to like the tower and have no one in the room and then whoever did, right? Because we wouldn't have to go, just her.
Hey, by the way, we're sending you something. If it gets out, it's going to kill everything. It might have been Sefryna, maybe not.
Well, we could always send her back to the sanctum and say, "Hey, we recovered your priestess. Good luck."
Hashtag thanks for the loan.
Oh,
Well, or teleport her somewhere where we can fight her without having to fight everything else in this room, because that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, we are never going to get our deposit back. I'm just that ship has sailed.
Oh, Jesus. Our deposit.
Like if we teleported her on the other side of the mist room, there's nothing there, and we could probably take just her down.
But the problem is that you can only teleport a willing creature.
Oh, right.
Can we lure her into the portable hole, close it, let her croak, and then resurrect her somewhere else?
That's a good plan.
You could certainly try.
how big is it, though? Is it bigger than the portable hole?
See, that's Jeff speak for, that's a stupid plan.
No,
Yeah.
that's boy, there'd be a lot of rolls.
We try.
Well, we could open it on the ground in front of it and just let it.
But we have to
If it
get there
jumped
without...
over it, would be in trouble.
I don't like any of this. Not any of it.
Well, I am perfectly on board with saying, "Hey, we tried," and it didn't work out. Super sorry about your priestess. I recognize you probably won't loan us another one.
You can get her after she drowns.
What?
You can get her after she drowns.
Yeah, I'm for getting her after she drowns.
That assumes that if these things are going to die.
I know, and if it's even her.
Well, they're all made out of water.
Some of them are.
The Thuilnu are.
Some of them.
Some of them are.
I mean, they don't breathe. We haven't seen gills, right?
No. But they don't have mouths either, so.
They have nose slits.
Yep.
I know, it's real gross.
None of this is good. I literally am. I don't know what we should do.
I think you should come back, and I think we should get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you should. Yeah.
I am now using a tactic that I believe is referred to as beat feet.
Retreat. Retreat!
But quietly, not running.
Right. Well, I've got pass without trace up, so I'm moving most stealthily. Come on. Movement is difficult.
Meanwhile, we have been watching our backs.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So,
I'm going to go back and tell them, so I've seen some things that I can't unsee. And, yeah, that wasn't okay.
We need to make with the drowning and get the hell out of here.
we need to find a spot and put the mansion up until we can cast the thing tomorrow.
I agree.
And do some praying and contemplating.
I'm going to go throw up a whole bunch. Whatever I ate for breakfast is right there.
And then after you do that, you can just drink the rest of the day.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm going to...
I'm for it.
We haven't used anything, and we are going to go mansion up. Is that correct?
Just send out as many elementals as we can.
Yeah.
If we do that, do we want to try to teleport to where the mansion was set up before?
Sure.
Well, do we want to take out some of the things here in case we do decide to?
I think
I do not want to engage because if we make any noise, we will bring all of that shit down on us.
Let's see. 2 bipedals. I mean, like, I can't even. 6 workers. Like, I
No,
can't
not
even
us.
add.
The like fire elemental thing.
Right, but
Oh,
then
yeah.
they'll know. Then
they
they'll
seem
know.
busy. They seem like they're, in the middle of something. I'm just gonna, they've got a lot of body parts they're working on. I think we should just let them
Do their thing.
do their thing. They're like up to their elbows in gore right now, and I think we should just respect the process.
Wow. Respect the process.
Yep.
Oh my.
Walk away.
I guess we're going to a mansion.
I can't describe the smell. I can't describe the smell.
Leslie's getting me tonight.
Wow.
Nat, there's something seriously wrong with your husband.
Welcome to the horror part of.
I
The
have
lands of
told you
Aecathan.
that for many years and you didn't listen.
I know.
It's like a chicken climbed up another animal's butt and died there, and then rotted, like that,
Please stop trying to describe it.
with bleach
Please
and
stop.
acid.
Please stop. Ixnay.
Also, be something seriously wrong with Leslie.
I also have told you that.
So where do we want to do the mansion?
I mean, let's just teleport back to where the mansion was.
We don't know.
Please.
Or
Or
I suppose we could try to get back to where she is, put the mansion up somewhere there, and have the elementals harass her.
You mean when you say she, the spider thing?
We're assuming that that is Sefryna.
Are we?
Yeah. The spider? Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure it is.
But won't they know that the elementals are coming from somewhere?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean.
But then they'll go out looking for us.
Mhm.
But we will be
In the mansion.
But then there will be stragglers everywhere.
They may notice the huge river of mud and hang out there and wait for us to come back.
That is in a different section of this complex completely.
Which is why we don't want to stay there.
That's true.
All
Why
right.
why don't we just make the mansion right here, where we are? That's
so
close enough.
to these things?
No way.
I'm with Zori. I'm like, I don't know why we're here.
I believe it's possible we were just as close the last place we opened the mansion.
Yeah.
We put the doorway on the back of a building that we didn't investigate.
If we had investigated that room too, I would have been also
So,
definitely.
So we're all, but we can talk, right? And we're in our heads, so it's not
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
But we can't really leave her the way she is.
I think we really can't take her the way she is. I mean, it's...
Right. So we need to find a way to make her not the way she is. And
I mean, Athgar, can you do that whole remove anomaly thing?
If I come in physical contact with her,
You have to be... It's a touch spell?
it is.
That seems like a bad idea.
Right?
I wasn't the one who designed it. I'm merely working with what Master Obrus discovered in those books.
Athgar, when you did the reverse anomaly on vines, right?
Yes.
And what happened?
The first casting produced
The spores,
what appeared to
yeah.
be agony, and he became just stock, rigid, screaming soundlessly.
Okay.
And then the second application, he lost consciousness.
Okay. So if you can make us invisible, right?
I think so.
If you do that, can you still cast reverse anomaly?
Yes, although I believe it will nullify the invisibility for me.
Okay, but to get us to her.
If we travel together as a group, my pass without trace will cover all of us.
Well, I was more thinking Athgar and I could go both cast reverse anomaly on her to get 2 applications, and then if she falls unconscious, he can teleport the 3 of us out of there and meet all of you back on the other side of the mist or something. So,
but I could go with you.
Or you
and
go with us for pass without a trace.
You could be covered by pass without trace while you cast.
Yes. You're muted, Nick.
Question. Teleported says willing creatures. If they're unconscious, does that make them willing?
No.
If they're unconscious, that makes them
Luggage.
Yeah.
That makes him a backpack.
How big is this thing? Didn't you say it was like 12 foot?
It was it was difficult to tell like mass because it was just in the shadows that Gwen saw it. But in terms of the width of the legs,
Gross.
probably about 20 feet.
Gross. How are we gonna? How are we even going to?
Well, if there's 3 of us, then that gives him the equivalent of 5 medium creatures left to carry.
All right, so we teleport it to just where the door of the mansion is set up. We put the portable hole on the ground in front of the door. We shove it in the portable hole. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Kick it in there.
Everybody to the other side of the mist where we came in, between the mist and the.
So back in the gelatinous cube chamber?
No.
Oh,
where we
you mean
were?
the first cavern?
Yeah, the first where we
Okay.
first came in. Go
Okay,
there,
okay.
set up the mansion, and Gwen, Athgar, and I will meet you guys there.
So the circular sheet is only 6 feet in diameter. If we literally squish her in, you are going to do permanent damage.
Well, the portable hole is a 10-foot by 10-foot cube, and the opening is a 10-foot diameter circle.
It is.
The portable hole.
That's what it says. This fine cloth, soft as silk, is folded up to the dimensions of a handkerchief. It unfolds to a circular sheet 6 feet in diameter.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's only 6 feet.
Well, we'll just have to take the legs off.
And it makes an extra dimensional hole 10 feet deep.
Mm-hmm.
So,
We just have
The
to.
legs aren't 6 feet wide; they're long. So you just have to fold.
Yeah.
You don't want to make Nikki puke.
You put the portable hole on the floor. You throw her body into the opening and then just start stomping. And eventually, most of it's going to go inside.
here, I wanted to leave her. You just want to mutilate her.
I'm saying
We're
we're going to
already
get most of
mutilated her. We're
her.
trying to save her.
That's true. All right. Valid point.
It's the
Well,
I
best
think
shot
if we
have.
return most of her, then we
We
should.
only need part of her to resurrect her.
Exactly. And partial credit counts for a lot. So,
Spoken like a teacher.
Boy, oh boy.
Okay, we are going to do our best. All right, all of the things have to be taken off. We don't want to do that while she's unconscious. It would be better while she's dead.
Oh, yeah. Dead is better. Uh-huh. I thought you were going to say, we don't want to do this when she's unconscious. We need to do it when she's awake. And I'm like, because that's kinder.
No, but I mean, we have to remove all of the things, right? Isn't that
Oh, no. That's a job for people above our pay grade. We just got to get her back.
or below our pay grade?
The captain said that forcing a change of shape when the person reverted, the modifications were gone.
So we just get a shapeshifter.
Polymorph. None of us can do that.
I can.
Oh.
You can polymorph her?
I asked Dressfiend if I could learn the spell, and she granted my request.
So
That still do reverse anomaly, or is it the same level of magic?
I can do reverse anomaly
It
too.
is the same level of magic, but I can cast reverse anomaly twice and polymorph once before I lose that level of magical ability for the day.
Okay. Then I can still do reverse anomaly.
Me too.
But you need to go cast the mansion, Tasha.
That is true.
All right. So we split the party.
I don't like that at all.
Because that
No.
never goes badly.
No, we are going to stay together. Yeah.
no, go
We are not
make your
taking
mansion.
everyone into that area.
Yeah. Besides, we need somebody to come save our asses if this doesn't work out.
Yeah, that's you guys are the rescue party.
Oh, good. We're the cavalry. I hate horses.
Me too. I mean, not really, but I hate this plan. Yeah. All right. So who is going with me?
Zori and Bo.
Okay.
But we do need the portable hole.
No.
That's me.
We need that at the other end.
Right. We need it to be set up in front of the mansion door.
Right.
So once we
Fine.
knock her unconscious, you could polymorph her before we go teleport. That way she'd be smaller.
Provided she's the only thing in the grove.
Trap.
Just-
Yeah.
When Vine stepped out of the grove, he stepped out with several other horrors.
Yep.
And 2 elves?
We
Well, the
Oh,
elves were
we
out
have
in the
to
open
let
before
her
that.
ignore everyone else and stick to the plan.
Yes. Grab and go.
Reverse anomaly, polymorph, teleport.
Yep.
Or
40
reverse
seconds.
reverse anomaly, teleport, polymorph. Or
If you think
reverse
she'll,
anomaly, teleport, reverse anomaly, polymorph.
we need her unconscious to get her teleported.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
There's a lot of
It'll be
moving
fine.
parts.
It'll be
What if
fine.
she doesn't?
Fine.
What if she doesn't go unconscious?
Then we'll hit her with a hammer.
At any
Okay.
time, at any time, if this plan is going south, we teleport
Yes.
back to the mansion. We just
Without her?
Yeah.
without her. We say abort, and that is the end of the attempt. And we will say, hey, we gave it our best shot. She was seriously messed up. Sorry for your loss.
We
If you
have
want to extract her body, this is where you can find it.
And before we go in, I can cast my Aura of Vitality, and that lets me heal with a bonus action each round if we need to. And
So
because it goes with me.
where we are standing, right? Kind of outside the room as best we can, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is where the mansion door is going. Correct?
No.
Going back to the entrance.
So we can't even come in this room and rescue you.
You just have to teleport back.
If teleport work,
Well, if it doesn't work, then you're not going to go anywhere now. we're going to know it works if you don't go where you're supposed to. So you're testing that teleport works.
I thought they were just going to.
Yeah, I thought they were
Walk.
just walking.
Oh, I thought they were going to figure they'd teleport because it would take a while to get back through the mist and everything.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
It's all good. Just go.
Leroy
Come on.
Jenkins.
Is it break time though before I get too into my plan?
As you finalize this plan, that's actually where we're gonna stop.
You're kidding. We get all the way through the planning process and you're like,
And
and no. You'll
Yeah.
have to do that next time.
You will have to do that next time.
The bastard.
You guys have let me spend too much time with Costas. I've become chaotic.
This is Costas' fault.
And
Okay.
This is our fault.
Yes. It's all Gwen's fault.
My
Oh,
She befriended a god and look what happened.
Yep. So, we will pick this back up with implementing this interesting plan.
Cockamamie? Could you call it a cockamamie plan?
cunning
I was trying to
plan.
be kind, but, you know.
It could work.
It might work.
it can take a miracle.
Have fun. Yeah.
Cockamamie
Think
plan.
it'll work.
But, yeah,
It'll
we
work.
will,
It's 12% of a plan.
we will pick up next time, trying to put this plan into action. So, you'll definitely want to check back for that.
Like and follow.
Yes. Like, follow, and subscribe. But, yeah. So, until next time, we hope that you're well. Thank you for watching. And be sure to come back so you can find out what happens with the plan. And let us welcome you back once more to the lands of Aecathan. Good night,
Bye.
everybody.